Hi guys, Martin Curry from Belief Media. In this video we're going to look at how to put reviews on your website, at least the process in Yabba. We'll look at various other components or attributes of the testimonials module because it is very extensive in other videos. So this is the most basic. When you're delivered with a website, you want to get your testimonials activated. So we're looking at the default and empty website framework at the moment, just in boring colors and whatever else anyhow. So if we scroll down to about there we go. There's the testimonial slider. Above it, what others have to say, and need to see more testimonials, visit our testimonials page. We'll link to the testimonials page. That is a statement, and that's generated in Yabba, and that can obviously be altered to your liking. The testimonial slider itself comes in a couple of flavors in terms of its templated design. This is the preferred template because it's consistent with all the other sliders that are on your website, should they be used. For example, if we scroll down here somewhere, there we go. Follow us on social media. That's the social media slider, and it's very similar. It works in an identical way. So it just ensures consistency across the across your website. Where are testimonials? On every page. Okay, either a catch-all testimonial slider, which will basically cycle through the last 10 or the last 12 or whatever else, or a random group or whatever else you have defined, or it will source the testimonials from a list that is defined by you in Yabba. Now, this particular template, like I said, is our preferred. It's fully customizable, colors, presentation, the number of slides shown on a screen at a time, for example, 3 or 2 or 1. I think if it goes to 3, we put the image, which there's no image assigned here, but we put the image above the testimonial, so it's 3 side by side. And if you're on mobile, it defaults to 1 slide per screen. On landing pages, in fact, I'll talk about landing pages later if I remember. If not, we'll come back to it in another video, because testimonials on landing pages have a very specific purpose and they're used in a very specific way. The short of it is, on a first-home buyer landing page, you will have first-home buyer testimonials. Normally, first-home buyer testimonials are very specific about the first-home buyer journey, so we want the testimonials themselves to add weight to the carriage of that landing page and assist with the conversion. So the module is very extensive, and I'll just punch through a few pages here while I'm talking, but the module itself is very extensive. It does more than what typical, the plug and play kind of testimonial stuff that you see on most websites. In that we ingest all the testimonials into Yabba, we send them all to websites based on a set of prescribed rules that we'll have a look at in a moment. And it will assign featured images. It will do a whole bunch of things, including, by the way, manufacturing social media images. So it'll put testimonials onto social media images and send them to your Vista calendar. Your Vista calendar, of course, being your Outlook media calendar, and there's your Outlook media installation. There's a calendar there that we take ownership of effectively, which is social media. You can use that to post to social media, so you're posting from Outlook, or you can receive content. So that's the preferred method of us dropping information to you that has a specific time-based purpose, and that's directly into your calendar. Notifications are often also sent via Vista and so on. By the way, if I just pull up Yabba here, Vista is indicated by this little red V here, and this is inactive for this particular user. If I click on that, that'll take me to the applicable page where that can be activated. Now, I'll scroll back from there, but if it's anything other than green, you probably need to revisit that page and reconnect your calendar. It has a 3-day time expiry. It will renew itself, but occasionally Microsoft chucks a fit, or your token expires or something similar, and you will have to manually reconnect. So again, these are on every page, every single page of your website. And there's another video I'll create, which I won't go into in this small walkthrough, where we show you how to create testimonial lists. Again, I mentioned that with the landing pages, you're creating specific groups of testimonials that share a common theme or purpose. Again, here's an example on the investor page. If we scroll all the way down to the bottom, what others have to say. So this is on every page. Obviously, it's an investor page. It should have investor testimonials and so on. Now, the first thing I want to say is that you don't need to use our automated schedule. You can have a specific third-party product. We have approved at least one. I think there's two. I don't know why you'd want to, because having an individual archive for your testimonials adds enormous credibility to you. It adds weight in terms of SEO and content and authority, and it demonstrates those principles of EAT that we talk about all the time. So from your WordPress dashboard, there's BM testimonials here. When we deliver your website, you will have 3 testimonials. They're the ones that were cycling through on the previous page. Here, the John Doe, Jane Doe, and John Smith. And here they are here. So any testimonial that's in here will just show up in that slider by default. That's kind of the default behavior. These testimonials here actually usually get deleted because we don't want them. We just want the testimonials that are delivered to us via Facebook, Google, My Business, and some other providers. But if you do want to use just the basic testimonial slider, and certainly if there's issues in getting the testimonials connected, because your business does have to be verified with Google in order to utilize the feature. So in order to, for the first week or two, and certainly if you are verified or if there are issues with connectivity, you forget your Google password, there are all sorts of reasons we've come across with various people over time. Just edit these. Click the edit button. We'll edit Jane Doe, and we'll go back to that other page that we were on before, where there's 5 elements to change. So you're going to change Jane Doe up the top, edit the slug, usually to the individual's name or something similar, the testimonial content in here, and then assign the appropriate platform. So Google would go in there, for example. If it was a Facebook review, it would go in there. Now, that's kind of monkey work. You don't really want to do that. It's you obviously want the automation to take effect. Now, before we continue, we need to connect Yabba to Google. Google connectivity enables a number of features, most notably all your Google My Business features and reviews. So what we will do is, towards the top of Yabba here, there's the connect button. Hit that and it takes us to the connect page. Connect page provides a facility to connect the most common services, and certainly those that are required for the social media modules. Towards the top, you've got Microsoft, Facebook, Instagram, and Google. They're kind of the big 4. Now, you basically just want to click on Connect to Google and follow the bouncing balls. There are a couple of hoops to jump through, and they're noted on our website in the FAQ module. And you want to search for Connect to Google in the search bar, and it will return the appropriate post. That's what we'll look at now. So again, these are first actions in Yabba. So to find the testimonials, by the way, across the primary menu, we're on the testimonials page here. You want to select business, and testimonials is down towards the end. You can gain access to the testimonials module from within the WordPress module as well, the website module we call it now, because it's not exclusive to WordPress. So excuse the slow loading. I'm uploading files to Google My Business, and it's consuming all of my bandwidth. So there's the primary panel with various options presented. Reviews, manage distribution. I'll run through these actually. Manage, there's not going to be a whole lot here at the moment. So manage is where we basically present all the reviews and all the various filtering rules as defined by you. We have distribution, which is used to set distribution. We're going to come across to this page in a moment. Featured, which is the featured image associated with various types of posts. And while I'm here, by the way, this is important. In fact, this is probably the single most important thing, I think, when you're getting started, is that at least one image is required to be uploaded to be used as a featured image. If it's not, then we'll have all sorts of, well, you won't be able to submit anything. Now, I've submitted a red image and a blue image to this user's website. Blue image for Facebook, red for Google. Now, just for the sake of it, I'll upload a grey image. So I'm going to drag a grey background. Minimum dimensions, 750 by 750. I'll upload that and I'll call this grey background. And provide a description. That description is really for us. So when we go through and manage stuff for you, we know why it was uploaded. And I'm going to save this. Now, at the moment, it's just processing the image. Now, it's a Yabba is a multi-website system, so we haven't sent that image to your website yet. That's automated if it's required. It only ever sends once, obviously. And then we've got the lists panel, and that's for creating various types of lists. No lists are created yet, obviously, because we haven't got any testimonials into this system. Send single. This is for sending single testimonials. That has to be enabled, and that's not enabled yet. Social, which is used for creating social media content. There's some custom templates and backgrounds and things like that you can upload into there that be used, and there's a little link here that should take you to a page where we provide examples. Locations is the locations where testimonials are used. Now, this is a little redundant. As with a lot of our systems, we're moving away from location slugs and so on, just because it adds complexity to something that is inherently simple, but adds complexity to the broker workload. I think we have to make it a little bit easier, and we've done that. I'll introduce that in the next couple of days, maybe. Custom slugs, so custom locations. And location slugs, by the way, will always continue to apply. We're just assigning different types of media to various pages a little bit differently. There's Elementor styles. Elementor reviews are managed just a little bit different to primary style. So you can see you can edit or define, and by the way, you can define as many styles as you like, but you can edit all the attributes associated with that container we looked at before here. That the blue corner and so on is here. Occupation, color, triangle, top left corner, and so on. So it's very descriptive, and you can. It's very easy to use. You just save that, and you'll see how that's applied in just a moment. And you can obviously send those styles to your website and review them. And then there's some settings towards the end. And the last one is statistics, which I won't show because there's no statistics to show. So this is just saving default behavior and so on. There's also a facility here to update lists on your website and so on, and webhooks, which is an interesting one because most brokers don't use that sort of functionality, but that's there for us for a whole lot of reasons. Webhooks apply to virtually every feature on the site. So if something happens, we can send a webhook somewhere else, and we can send it in various formats and so on. So it's consistent, or at least compatible with probably a couple of 100,000 other systems on the market. Okay, so what we're going to do first and foremost, remembering all we've done at this stage is upload our featured images. So we've got a blue image, a red image, and that grey image we uploaded before. That's what we need to get started. And now what we can do is we can assign distribution. Now, no reviews or testimonials will be ingested into Yabba until you have set up website distribution. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set up or select the review source, which is for this particular business. We've got Google location reviews. Remember, Google can have multiple locations associated with your account, particularly if you're a franchise owner or something else. In this case, we've only got one listed for mortgage in this case, and then destination website there. Featured image, it's Google red, and the image below is used to generate social media testimonial images. This will send to your Vista social media calendar, but will not send. We haven't got any images here. Okay, that's the important thing. We haven't uploaded any. So the only social media stuff that was sent to this particular broker is the default social media templates, which are quite good, by the way. And it's worth noting, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I don't like our social media modules only because it basically replicates or generates the image based on the testimonial in full, so it copies in the grammatical errors, spelling errors, and so on, and it doesn't present real well if it's written real poorly. So I do like brokers to take carriage of that, and you can generate testimonials, by the way, in this system, all sorts of different testimonials and shapes and everything else, but you can also jump on ChatGPT and upload the testimonial and have ChatGPT create an image for you. You can use our own BNet if you've got access, and it generates images from a library of, it's trained on specific types of formats and so on. BNet in that respect isn't available to everyone just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this website rule, and that will start ingesting all the Google reviews. Now, it may not do it straight away, in which case I'll have to stop this video and come back. So we'll save that. It's processing, it's talking to Google, it's doing everything it needs to do. Give it about 7 or 8 seconds, because it does pull in all the reviews associated with Google on your first submit. Subsequent requests only made to the last 40 reviews, I think. So it's given a success message, successfully updated reviews profiles. Reviews were added to the system and will be processed shortly. Stats may take up to 48 hours. Now, there's a good chance that the system has just run this off straight away. It does put it in a queue, and if no one is in the queue, then it's going to be processed very, very quickly, within a minute. So we'll have a look at manage here. And first of all, we've got distribution rules. We've got one set, but we don't have any reviews listed just yet. All right, reviews, by the way, in this little toggle switch is used to toggle reviews on and off. Now, you can use multiple reviews, the same reviews on multiple websites. So if you're a franchise business and you share the reviews across, different groups of people, or credit license reps or something, there are any number of reasons why this would be done. Then yes, you can ingest reviews and send them to 1,000 websites if you want. There are only a couple of guys that really use that feature. And it's why there's a little bit of complexity in Java. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause, I think, and I'll come back in a moment. So we've given the system about 10 or 15 minutes now to do its work and start sending testimonials to this individual's website. If I select the manage text from the submenu here, it will take me to a page where we're able to edit and review all the assets associated with our testimonials module. Now, it's the review distribution section here that is applicable. At the moment, we've only got 2 reviews, right? And that's because we're only showing those reviews that were sent to a specific website. And we've got the option to publish that review or unpublish that review. All reviews are sent to your website in an unpublished state. Not all reviews are positive. Now, it's going to show the date the review was written, the platform that the review was created, the review itself, and the website. Remembering that you may send the same review to multiple websites, particularly relevant if you have a specific website for investors or first-home buyers or something like that. And a lot of our guys do. So if I open this up, it's going to show me that those details in more detail, when the post was scheduled, when it was sent. It will backdate the Google, so the review, on your website, so it'll show as published from the date and time the review was written. The title of the WordPress post, the review itself, the slug associated with the review, and a URL. Now we can copy that. This is one that I have published. I published a short time ago. You will not publish them all, and again, they are all sent as drafts, so you'll have to go through and specifically action them. Now what we'll do is we'll publish this second review here as well. So just select that button once. It can take a little while because it's communicating with WordPress and working some magic on the back end. I mustn't have. There we go. So it can take about 5 or 6 seconds to do its thing. And I'm going to copy. In fact, what I'll do first and foremost is I'll go to a website. I'll refresh that page. Now I'm going to refresh this page as well, just to see if another review has been sent, a third review. No, there's still just 2. It is very slow. We're going to publish these. We're going to drip feed them. I think because we're publishing reviews across multiple websites and so on, we kind of drip feed the system and only send so many reviews per 10 minutes or something. So we'll come back to Julie's website and have a look in just a second. I'm just working on the back end here, just playing with something. Give me a second. All right, okay, we can go to her website now, and here are her reviews. In that delay there, I just went through and I thought I unpublished these dodgy ones, but I'll do that later. So at the moment, they're the legitimate reviews. They're very short, and that's kind of the style that most people will use. Not many people write long reviews. So you may want to, if all you get is short reviews, you may want to limit the height of this container so there's not a lot of empty space. And you can do that in the style panel and so on. But it's not super important. I'm just going to go back here to this panel. I'd like to see a third review send, just so you can sort of see how it drip feeds into the ecosystem. And if we don't have a third review, this site can't be reached. My internet dropped off. Awesome. What a great time for that to happen. All right, it hasn't sent yet. What I'll do is I'll create a style, an Elementor style. Now, the first time you come here to this page, it'll say default style is not set. Now we're just going to call this default style, and this is a style applied to the container. Set as default style, yes. Number to show on each rotation. I can show you what it looks like with 2 and 3. I think 2 looks better than anything else. Number to show on each mobile device. Total slides in the full rotation. The more slides you have, the longer it will take to load, and so on. So date, apply shadow. We'll just change this to her branding. For the moment, I'll just set it to a greenish color, and I'll copy that into here as well. I'm not going to go into Elementor and action this. Navigation, colors, and so on, but we've removed all the blue there. That's kind of the important thing. So it's the panel minimum height that you probably want to change if your reviews are very short, and the maximum height as well, which isn't as important, but we might set that to 130 pixels or something. Black stars or gold stars. I like black stars. Justify text, which means you keep it in a big block, or you can just align left. I don't normally like justifying text, but for this case it tends to work quite well. I'll just save that. And whenever you create a style, you're going to have to update your website, so we'll just select send there and select the website and send. So I'm just going to go back once again to see if another review has been sent, because I would like you to see the speed at which it drip feeds into the system. So waiting. My internet's really poor tonight. Yeah, okay, look, it hasn't, but it looks like it's doing about 1 every 15 minutes or so, which means it's queued with other people. It will only send, I think, to any one website 1 every 3 minutes. So with a whole bunch of reviews coming through, it tends to drag things out. So give it a full, 6 to 8 hours before all your reviews are on your website. What we will do is we'll just have a look at what this review looks like. Now, this is the old format. We've updated this in the last couple of days. So I've pulled up the wrong page there. There we go. And I'll wait for this to come up. So that's a Google review from Semro, Greico, whatever, and Google 5 stars, and it's larger text. Underneath is, as you would expect, a calendar integrated form, you know, so you can, every page on your website is a potential organic entry point. Now this page has changed a little bit. There's now a sidebar that we've added in the last couple of days where it shows the most recent reviews and you know, bits and other pieces. So that big red background is the featured image that we sent at the beginning of this video. For Facebook videos, that's going to be blue. In fact, what I'll do is I'll set up, Julie's, while I'm here, I'll set up the distribution rule for Facebook right now. So we've got the mortgage Google reviews set up there. I'm going to select Facebook page reviews, destination website. I'm going to select the Facebook blue as the background, and we have no social image. I'm going to save that. It's going to start processing Facebook reviews very, very quickly. And if I go back to manage, hopefully, once again, another review has been sent, just to give you an idea of how slow it can be. If reviews have been ingested into your website in real time, you'll generally see the review appear on your website within about 30 minutes of it making its way onto the Google platform. So it's not a long time to wait, and you'll get notified by way of Vista, once again, so the social media calendar, and that'll have the accompanying social media posts. All right, it's really irritating me, by the way, that this hasn't picked up the third review, so it really is taking its time, but that's okay. If I came back later on, in fact I might, just to show you what it looks like with a full panel of reviews there. So I'll stop this video once again and come back in an hour or so, and there should be at least 10 or 12. Okay, I've come back about an hour later now, and a large number of testimonials have populated, and they've now sent through to Julie's website. Now, I've gone through now and just published a few. I just wanted to have a look at the site. Now, these testimonials here in this reviews distribution table will not show until the testimonial has sent to a website. So if no testimonials show here, it means that the system isn't ingesting your Google reviews. So let's go through and publish all of these to Julie's website. So I'll go through here. I will do some post editing on this just to cut some stuff out, so I'll fast forward through this. All right, and that's that. All these reviews are now published to Julie's website. Let's have a look at Julie's site, and here we'll scroll down to the testimonials. By the way, the testimonials link is normally included in the statement above the testimonials, but it's also available from the footer menu as well. You can stick that link obviously wherever the hell you want. So there we go. Now, when I started this, I said you can send a naked grey image to be the featured image. Instead, we used a red for Google and a blue for Facebook. And the reason is pretty clear when you see the archive page, and that is just the red tends to clash with the typical design of the site, just the way the post is constructed. So grey is very neutral and it tends to blend with everything. And that's kind of my preferred setup. I'll put in a blue with a grey image with a little red stroke through it or something from bottom left to top right, you know, just some sort of swoopy line or something. So there's a little bit of colour, and it will indicate what platform that review came from. So this is just a standard archive. We can bounce now through these various pages, and that's that. Now this page has changed quite a bit. There are reviews down the bottom of the reviews page as well, and there's should be a form. No, we haven't got the form assigned to this page yet. So this page and the individual page has changed a little bit in the most recent version of the framework. Most notably, on this page here, we have 4 menu buttons that will take you to the About page, the team page, and there's an appointment page and I think a phone number link as well, which will only render on desktop. And on the individual testimonial page, there's a sidebar here, and that sidebar just includes the 4 standard, I am interested in style links, whether that be first-time buyers, refinancing, construction, and investor loans. So it just jazzes up the page a little bit, and as with all sidebars, you can assign different types of content to that sidebar if you want it. This is original content. Like the Google review is original content. It does contribute towards your site, and it provides a facility for people to bounce around and review different types of content. As with every page, underneath the review, there's a form with a calendar integrated form, of course, where you can make an appointment based on Outlook calendar availability. So if we want to disable either of those reviews, we'll just go to the review distribution rules here and switch it off. And that will stop the system from ingesting new testimonials. Now, I did say before that testimonials will send as a draft, and you'll have to go through here, and as I showed previous, you'll just have to go through and publish these. Now, we do have an AI that reads the review, assesses it, and does all sorts of things. Now, it does, or it is capable, obviously, it's a fairly sophisticated AI, has the capability of determining whether it's a good review or a bad review. And the number of stars, obviously, is a really good indicator. So the system does have the capacity to automatically publish those. But we do prefer at the moment that you go through once every couple of weeks and just update these. Now, there are a whole bunch of other facilities associated with reviews. The first thing to note is that, so a few points to consider here. First of all, from the reviews distribution table, I mentioned before that this table will only show reviews that have sent to your website. If there are no reviews here, it means that no reviews have sent to your website. Again, you'll have to cycle through all of these individually and publish them as you need to. However, not everybody uses our testimonials module. So if you've connected to Google and you want to use these reviews for the purpose of manufacturing social media content, all reviews are available from the Google module or the Facebook module or any applicable other module associated with a review provider or a provider of trust scores and things like that. And you can use those modules to use that content for any purpose that is required, primarily social media. Now, in another video, we're going to go through testimonial lists. Now, testimonial lists are just grouped content. Basically, you go through here and create a list, and you can create location slugs, which are little hooks on your website, and then you can assign testimonial blocks to these hooks. It's really, really easy to do, and there is an Elementor plugin that we've created that will allow you to just, with point and click, just assign different blocks of reviews to different locations. If the list that you have assigned to the testimonial block does not exist or is empty, then we'll just access all reviews by default and then show those most latest reviews as defined by you in your standard settings. So it's a really simple system to use, guys. Now, in summary, to get this system working, all you need to do is go through and assign a couple of featured images, at least one, and for starters, and for reasons shown earlier when I showed the presentation on the website, I would highly recommend just using a light grey image or something similar, generic, and maybe a couple of, a small amount of decoration applied to that image. Now, we do have some images in our download library, somewhere that you can have a look at and download if you don't want to create them yourself. Again, the images have to be a minimum of 750 pixels by 750 pixels, or it will be rejected. And then we set up a distribution rule, and you'll only need one distribution rule by default, and that is typically Google My Business rule So select the location and website, and then the background image, and then any social media profiles that may exist. Hit save, and then all your reviews start publishing. Once they start publishing, and you might want to give it about an hour or two so it populates with all your reviews, because it does drip feed into your website. We don't post it all in one hit. And then selectively go through and publish those reviews as you would like. Really super simple process. It's very easy to use and it's highly effective. It gives you complete control over how your testimonials are managed, assigns an enormous amount of SEO authority to your website, their individual pages. It's unique content. It's great. It's as far as I'm concerned, it is the only way to manage the testimonials on your website. I don't believe plugins are as nearly effective as what I've just shown you. So that's that. If you've got any questions with that, certainly get in touch with us. If you can't connect to Google My Business for any reason, certainly let us know, or I'll run you through some troubleshooting and so on. Again, in future videos, we'll look at primarily how to create lists, how to send single social media posts, how to manage the social media module, how to manage Elementor. We'll look at some review statistics, which are integrated with our AI in order to determine temperature scores for your business. And we'll also look at different ways of styling your website so it is more consistent with your brand. If you've got any other questions, certainly give us a call or visit the FAQs on our website at beliefmedia.com/FAQ. If you go to beliefmedia.com.au, there's an FAQ button towards the top, and search there for testimonials, and a large number of testimonial posts should be returned. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.